Is the small independent record store being squeezed out? The landscape's changing. And for those of you that love, like myself, the little, small independent stores, it's getting tough. Yeah, if you go back, just think 10, 15 years ago, there wasn't that many of them. We came up with Record Store Day. What was it to do? It's going to help the small independent record store. We're going to bring in people. We're going to get them excited. We're going to show vinyl again. And it worked. Excited me, excited lots of people. The little stores had these huge days. Did they make a ton off Record Store Day? No, but it brought people into the store and they would buy other things. And vinyl began to boom and get bigger and bigger, and more began jumping in, more people. If I go back even just 10 years ago, I had maybe one record store. I think just one record store in my area. Now, if I go in a 30-mile radius, I think there's about 9. It's a different world. Vinyl took off. But here's the problem. When vinyl takes off and there's big growth, big box also joins in. Now, I worked big box for 35 years, managed in big box. I understand big box. And I don't have any, I really don't have anything against it. Big box gives us better prices on many, many things. Makes it more convenient. It does hurt, though, little mom and pa. You just have to decide you want to pay more and you want to pay less. It comes to that. And you could say the same with vinyl. When the vinyl resurgence really began going, who saw it? Well, big box, they're looking at that. They're watching that. That's how you have growth. What if we bring in and we put in a section of vinyl? Let's see what happens. And they did. And what happens? They run their own special type, the Walmart, the Metallica exclusives. At that time were really exclusive, and now really they weren't really that exclusive. They're still there. Target their own variants. All Barnes and Noble doing their own thing. Everyone wants to get into a piece of the game. The thing is, the little ones, the little guys, they kind of struggle with that. And I'm just going to talk about a few things with this. And first off, I just want you, let's just think, what are the 3 biggest releases this year? 3 biggest releases. I can't say for sure. I don't have the figures in front of me, but I'm going to say the Taylor Swift, the Beatles, now and then, and the Rolling Stones, Hackney Diamonds. Huge. Why? Because they have a fan base. They have a huge fan base. They have what's called the super fan. The person's going to buy. They're going to get excited, and they want to have it that day. It came out. I got it. And you're on social media or you're whatever. Man, I got it. It's great. I'm loving this thing. It's exciting. So we have these 3 big releases. Who didn't get it? The little record store. I've talked to 3 or 4 of them. There's one, he was just so upset. He was just infuriated. He was not going to be getting into Taylor Swift. It was going to come, he could, if he decided that he would pay air freight. They would air freight it in. Now, he only ordered 10 copies. He's a little mom and pa. He can't afford 200, 300 copies. He ordered 10. To air freight that in, that was going to cost $70. You're thinking for 10, there's $7 of his profit off. A new record doesn't have that much profit margin. Basically, he would give away all his profit if he wanted to have that the day of the release. And that's not right. Now, it was available in Walmart, available in Target. I can't tell you about Barnes and Noble. It was out there. Maybe the large independent stores had it. Chances are, if they're buying 500, 600, they're going to have it. But the little guys didn't. And so they miss out. It's that surge when something comes out. People are excited and they want it. They want it then. But most of these little guys, the little independents, they didn't get it till the following week. Now, people would still buy it. There's a lot of loyal customers to them. But they also missed out. And that's happened on all 3 times. My local guy, Jim here, I mean, he paid air freight on one of them, but the thing is, it's not right. But if you're the record company, you're going, okay, well, here we have this. Who are we going to make sure we ship to? I will tell you, in a big box, it is in their contract. We will have it at this time. If we don't get it at this time, we will penalize the record company, and they can do that. That's in their contracts. They make that in there. They can go after them. You didn't live up to your end of the bargain. Of course, they're going to be able to sell it more too because they're doing a better price, but they're buying, thousands and thousands of the album. So they have it, and they have to have it. But if you're in that pressing, or whoever the record company is, well, okay, the little mom and pops, this one ordered 5, this one ordered 10. If they don't get it, they don't get it. This isn't helping their bottom line as much as a big box or a large independent store. That feeds their bottom line. The sad part is, though, who started the vinyl resurgence? Who was there to get it going? And now they're kind of getting left in the dust. It just, I find it upsetting because I've watched these people grow, and these stores, and it's been good. But I was talking to one record store owner, we're down in Detroit, and he doesn't know anymore. He's very worried. He's very worried. It's getting hard. The prices have gone up so high. And so, you buy something, well, now people are rethinking, can I afford it? Can I not? What do you get? I know, in town here, Jim does a really good job. He'll take special orders from people. Here's what's put out. Here's what's news coming out. If you want to order it, I'll order it for you. And he'll bring in some. He tries to keep that new, more selective. But still, it's a gamble. I mean, talk about the great gamble. What's going to sell? What's not going to sell? I don't know. Who knows? Well, we know Hackney Diamonds would. We know Now and Then from the Beatles would. And we know Taylor Swift will. Everything else, who knows? So they're struggling. And I've seen some now go under. And that doesn't mean, I'm not saying the world's coming to an end. Vinyl's they're all crashing down. But there is struggle out there, and it happens. It's just the big eat the small, right? it's survival. Well, what will happen if vinyl slows down? Walmart's going to get out of it. Target's going to get out of it. If they're not getting the sales and they're not getting the gross margin, they will think nothing like, bam, we're done. We're done. Now we've lost all these if we lost a bunch of little record stores selling around, now what? I mean, there's Amazon. You always have Amazon. You can bet Amazon gets that stuff on time too. I forgot to mention that, but that's kind of like a big box, isn't it? I mean, a big, huge warehouse box, but it's a big box. But if the small ones are gone, what else do we have? It's the protection of them. The other thing, again, my worry with these small stores, these small record stores, is you just think Discogs is selling on Discogs. And what's happened? Now, first off, Discogs, okay, the price went, all right, we charged 8%, we're going 9%. All right, 1%. But we're going to put the charge on shipping. What? Shipping? Why? They have nothing to do with shipping, but that's what we're going to do. And then PayPal. Generally, when you buy on Discogs, most people go PayPal. PayPal has what they're going to charge you. So now, just think your gross margin's going here, okay? So, all right, 9% off this, record, then 9% off the shipping. Now, PayPal takes their thing, and actually, my friend Jim, he was looking, he had these different charges. He just can't figure it out. He's trying to get an answer. It seems there is a hidden charge. He can't prove it, but it's there. It's there. It's in dollars and cents. And so it kind of equates to 23% total between Discogs and PayPal on what you have to pay. So think about this. So I have a $100 album. I'm going to sell on Discogs. I am a retailer. I'm going to sell this album for $100. when you take the fees, and even just comes right to 20%, suddenly that $100 album, after fees, $80. Now, that's not profit, because that's the gross margin, the 100 down to 80. So now I got $80, and maybe I paid 70 for it. I was trying to get a 30% gross margin on this thing. Now I get $10 left. That makes it tough. That really makes it tough. And what's happening is a lot of small independent stores, like my one here, they're not selling on Discogs because it's becoming not profitable for them. It hurts. It's taken away what they need to pay the lights, to pay the bills, to pay the rent, and suddenly it's all going. We call it capitalism. You can charge whatever you want. If you're the company, it's just you don't like it, go somewhere else. I mean, that's just how it's going to be. Go to eBay, go to something. But, now you think of the other part, though. Okay, so Discogs says, well, just charge more. Make up for it. So I could take this $100. Okay, I know there's going to be a $20 charge. I will put this on Discogs, this $100, so I would have charged medium value. I'm put up to $120 now. 120. Okay, so now I sell it. If I bought it for 70, I have that $30 still, but it looks like I'm getting 50, but really I'm only getting 30. Well, here's what happens then. You think, how does Discogs work, right? Discogs works by looking at the last 10 weeks of sales. So if everyone starts to add that in, okay, we're just going to put this $20 in and put that on, suddenly it looks like the price, the value of this album is getting more. It's going up. And you look at this and go, wow, look at this, man, this is going up. It used to be selling for 100, now it's up to 120, maybe even more. This is pretty good. Well, it's kind of bogus. It's the sellers trying to make back something that they're losing. Trying to get, you do see it in shipping at times. Someone's charging $12 for shipping. You go, what the hell are they charging that for? It's like $4 to go, and they're charging that much. Well, it's the fees. It's the fees. I didn't think about that, didn't even know that till Jim and I have really been looking at this, and we've talked about this. And some of this we've talked about several different times on our podcast, two guys talking about records. Check that out. I mean, because we get into some of this a lot deeper, especially when you have a record store owner talking about it and how it affects him and me as a consumer. But back to this record. So now we're up to $120. Okay, so I'm going to go in, I'm going to sell this. Now I think my value is worth $120. Okay, well, so I'm going to buy it for more. Well, now if I want to sell it, there's the seller fees. Is it going to escalate up again? So the next batch that goes out there, everyone's been buying them for $120. So they buy it for $120, but now let's think about the charge. So the charge that at $100 is $20. Now I buy it for $120. The charge is now $24. Discogs, oh, not bad. We're making a little bit more. Because remember, that the 9% from Discogs goes on the album. It goes on the shipping. PayPal puts in theirs. There's this other fee in there. Now the price suddenly $124. Now that fee is suddenly $24. Yeah. So now if I want to recapture it, if I'm a seller and I want to recapture that, do I now go $24 more to do it? Or do I take a kind of a loss? And that's up to them. They have to decide how bad do you need to move this. But it still comes down to the fact that, we're paying more for a whole bunch of fees. Or they come in to sell, and they come to the record store or something, we're going to sell it. They're going to ask for more money for that album. Because this is what's selling on Discogs. I should get more. It just goes up. It escalates. It just keeps climbing up the price. But it is a false price. It is a false. It's being built because of fees. And if things go bad, then hey, we call it the stock market, the vinyl stock market. Let's play the stock market. Actually, I did a video on that. I haven't posted it yet. I'm still trying to decide if I want to do it about the vinyl stock market. If you're interested, let me know. I might still post that. But it's You know, Discogs, I like it. I have everything in Discogs. I've been using it for years. I like it. It's a great way for pricing. But when we're using that, we go in, we're trying to decide the value on an item, and suddenly everyone's putting in a 20% markup to pay for the fees that Discogs and PayPal have. Isn't a good deal. That's a lot of money. I mean, again, $100 album, that's 20 extra dollars. Now think about a $5 album. How are you going to make any money on that crap? I mean, you just don't. And then with the shipping. So it's really becoming, a lot of record stores are pulling out. They're getting out of Discogs and selling. And I bought tons of stuff off Discogs, but it makes me wonder. And it frustrates me when I see these stores that really were there to help the vinyl resurgence. A lot of them weren't. Okay, a lot of people have come in, but that's our backbone of our hobby. They're important. And yet more and more are scratching their heads going, am I going to make it another year? Can I do this? Or is it all going over to the big box? Now, I'm not saying don't shop Walmart, don't shop Target, because the price is right. And for some, you know what? That's what I can afford. Well, it's not the fault of the little guy that they charge more. Let's face it, they pay more. They don't have the clout that Walmart has. Here's what we're going to pay for this. That's what you're going to charge us. Okay? All right. If you want to sell it, all right. That's what we're doing. That's how it works. Little guy can't do that. Here's what you're going to pay. And we have to go, okie dokie. That's what we'll pay. So they don't have this clout. So generally the prices are going to be higher because of that. But we just got to keep trying to support them and help them and to protect them the best that we can. It is kind of sad. I could just see more and more as I talk to these people, as I travel, and just, it's getting tough. It's just not as good. And that's not every store. Some stores are probably having great success. And there's different reasons for failure. It may not be all just pricing. Obviously, maybe we move to a different location. Maybe the traffic's not right. Maybe I have terrible customer service. Try Discogs for customer service. Oh, wait, they don't have any. Oopsie. But we're not talking about customer service. Though it's part of it. So It does bother me, though, when something big comes out and the little guy, the little record store doesn't get it until the next week if they want regular freight or if they want to pay and lose all of their profit in shipping. And that's not right. It should go out. Everyone should get it. But it doesn't happen. So that's my thoughts. And let me know what you think. Bye.